In the golden haze of ancient Greece, where the divine was stitched into the very fabric of daily life and nature hummed with the breath of the gods, there existed a group of women who walked between worlds. They were known as the Melissae, the bee maidens, sacred priestesses of Apollo, the god of prophecy, music, and light. These women, often veiled in mystery and myth, were said to serve as oracles, channels of divine wisdom whose voices echoed the truths whispered by gods. Their name itself, Melissae, comes from Melissa, the Greek word for bee, an image as potent as it is poetic, linking them directly to one of nature's most mystical creatures and, of course, to honey, the bee's golden offering. The ancient Greeks believed that bees were born of the sacred earth, creatures that could move between the mortal world and the divine. They were thought to possess a unique connection to the spiritual realm, capable of navigating the invisible patterns of life and death, much like the priestesses who bore their name. The Melissae were guardians of this knowledge. They used honey in their rituals, not only as an offering to the gods, but as a tool of transformation, a way to heighten the senses, to prepare the body and mind for communion with the divine. Honey was more than a sweetener. It was a medium of clarity, a golden substance believed to align the mind with higher truths. In the sanctuary of Delphi, where Apollo's great oracle resided, honey likely played a role in the preparatory rites that surrounded the prophetic rituals. Though many details of these ceremonies remain hidden by time and secrecy, it is believed that the priestesses would enter trance states, guided by sacred music, aromatic herbs, and perhaps even honey, consumed or anointed as a means to open the mind. And in this sacred context, honey's modern scientific profile seems to affirm what ancient practice intuited. Today, we know that honey is more than just a natural sweetener. It is rich in polyphenol, plant-based compounds that act as powerful antioxidants, reducing inflammation and supporting cellular health. But perhaps most intriguing is honey's effect on the brain. Research has shown that honey can improve memory, enhance learning, and protect against oxidative stress in the brain. Its antioxidant and neuroprotective properties support the hippocampus, the region of the brain responsible for memory and spatial navigation. Regular consumption of honey has even been associated with reduced cognitive decline in aging populations, making it a food that truly supports mental clarity and longevity. There's something beautiful in this alignment of myth and science, that honey, the food of the Melissae, actually nurtures the very faculties they were known to possess: memory, insight, foresight. It lends a kind of truth to the legends, a sense that those who came before us understood more than we often credit them for. They may not have spoken in molecules and neurons, but they recognized the connections between the foods of nature and the functions of the soul. And honey, with its luminous simplicity, feels especially divine in this role. It's made in silence, in the humming darkness of the hive, through the gentle labor of bees gathering nectar from the sun-kissed flowers. This nectar is transformed into a substance that never spoils, that retains the essence of summer long after the flowers have faded. To the Greeks, who saw the world as alive with spirit, honey was a tangible form of divine order, a visible result of invisible harmony. It made perfect sense that those who spoke for the gods would align themselves with the bees, with the sweetness of prophecy, with a nourishment that helped thoughts blossom like springtime. Even now, in a world that often feels loud and distracted, honey invites us to slow down, to focus, to remember. A spoonful in tea during a quiet morning, or a drizzle over bread shared with loved ones, can be a small ritual in itself, a way to reconnect with the clarity and intuition that live just beneath the surface of things. It's a gentle stimulant, not of speed, but of insight. And in that sense, it still carries the wisdom of the Melissae, who knew that truth was not always loud, and that revelation often comes in whispers. So when we speak of honey as brain food, as a support for memory, we are echoing a very old understanding, that what we eat shapes not only our bodies but our minds, and even, perhaps, our connection to something greater. Honey remains, as it was then, a gift of light, a key to insight, and a sweet, sacred companion on the path to knowledge.